So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the premium footprint execution process with two trades I've taken recently, a short and a long. Now, these are both the ES futures or the S&P 500, right? So let's dive into it. So first, we're going to focus on positioning, right? Trade positioning. So the premium footprint execution process, right? The first P comes down to positioning. And so I often say 1 key level per day is all you need as a trader. Right. So in other words, if you are drawing multiple lines of support and resistance, if you are drawing multiple trend lines, multiple FVGs, multiple inverse fair value gaps, or you're trying to draw a lot of things on your charts, or you have indicators of such, right, that isn't needed. I want you to understand that your job as a day trader is to come first and position your trades. And so superior positioning comes down to basically knowing where your key levels are. This is a topic I get requested about all the time, so I'm going to look to make future videos on how I find my key levels. But for the process of this video, I'm going to be introducing the premium footprint execution process, all 4 steps to applying them systematically to go into full-time trading. And so I'm going to be breaking down a long I took on Friday and a short I took from Thursday. And so the purpose of this video is just for you to understand that key levels are very, very, very important. And they're important for a reason you don't perhaps understand, right? Or you perhaps don't know yet. The reason key levels are important and the reason why overall positioning is important is because the market already tells you where the support and resistance lines are. So if you just take a look at this image you see on the screen, what you can see is I took the short on the left, right? There was a long wick, which I call on the 1 minute chart. And on Friday, we continued on creating all-time highs. Now, the reason this slide is important to me, right? This slide and also this slide is that your trade positioning is very important. That is why it is the first P in the premium footprint execution process. So in other words, if your positioning is off, nothing else is going to matter, right? Even order flow footprint charts, any breakout model, anything, nothing is going to work unless you have the right key level. Right, this is super important to understand. So once you have got the right key level, and yes, I'm moving on from key level because that's an entire video by itself, and I have made previous videos on that, so I recommend